Welcome, both current and future viewers, to the Tales of Pageos. I am the Mutt, I am your Dungeon Master, and here we have our wonderful players. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Blondie, and I play Mira, a war cleric merfolk.
Hi, I'm Maisie. I play Noodle, and I'm a Gerbine ranger.
I'm Chum, and I play the Barbarian.
I am Blazer playing as Echo, the Undying Warlock Changeling.
All right. It's been a little bit since our last session, so let's do a quick recap. Last session, or in the last couple of sessions, our group of heroes was tasked by the proprietors of the Dark Depth to go and reclaim a artifact that was going to be sold to them, then was stolen away, and then magically transported to a different plane as far as they're aware. But called a Sphere of Heaven. And in doing so, they traveled to the archipelago in the central of the known world, to an island run by the Gold Keel merchants. And on that island, they stopped at the city of Crow Harbor. Within that city, they got into some trouble with the local color of organized crime, if you will, and then tweaked the noses of the people in power at Crow Harbor before taking off with a couple of informants and people they had gotten into trouble within Crow Harbor. Then they came back to Looter's Haven. They were attacked on their way by a ship under the flag of a pirate lord named Harper the Swashbuckler. But after sending that opposing ship off, not sinking it, but sending them off, they managed to make it back to Looter's Haven, which is where they are now. They have provided their expose of what happened on their adventure, as well as they've met with a couple of various people. One, the Nalra, the treasure lord, one of the pirate lords who runs the area that the Dark Depths is in, where they dropped off their informants. They also went to talk to Meryl, the information broker, who has been looking into various things for the party, some to do with the spheres, some to do with more personal items. And then, at one of the final things they did in the previous session was they set up a meeting with another pirate lord, the one who runs the area where Meryl is, named Banog the Bloodthirsty. And that is where we left off, and that is where we're going to pick up. So, if I remember correctly, it is the next morning. This is the day that you're going to be meeting with Banog, somewhere like before noon, not like late morning before noon. So you have a couple hours if you want to do anything or do any prep or setup or anything like that before you are set to meet with Banog.
I don't know of anything that we necessarily need to prep.
Nothing on my end.
Okay. Well, with that being the case, you all will gather together once more and make your way to See, Looter's Haven kind of rotates around constantly since it's not really attached to anything. It's floating on the ocean. So there is no real, direction I can give you, but towards the newer area of Looter's Haven. The newer construction, if you will. And on the way there, you've passed a few landmarks or things that you recognize. But then you see a large ship, not quite a man-of-war class, but close, that is the organizational head of Banog's pirate band, if you will. You are greeted by various guards as you approach, and are invited to go to the captain's quarters. Is the words that they use. All around you, you see various guards watching the surrounding streets is a strong term for Lucius Haven, but surrounding streets, and you also see a few various others who are doing this or that job that you're tying down ropes, washing the decks, they're transporting this, that, or the other thing. But you are brought, general labor. But you are brought within the ship itself. And what strikes you is that rather than... Actually, I don't know, none of you would have been on a ship this size before. But you would imagine that the ship has rooms and different areas within it. It seems like whoever... once it was converted into a headquarters, they knocked a lot of walls down. So it's actually a much more large rooms. There is some separation between different areas, but the rooms are much larger than you would expect. And you pass by a few areas that seem to be like a general gathering area, something that has tables and maps and such, and are led down to another level, which is by itself just one big room. And towards the rear of the ship, you see set up in a almost throne-like fashion, a series of wooden steps up to a rather ornate but small chair. For example's sake, it is a throne. And it's small, though. It's much smaller than someone who is normal sized would use, and that is because the one who is sitting on it is small themselves. Noodle, you would recognize this. You would recognize at least what they are immediately. This is a Turbine who is sitting on that throne. They are stark white fur. Their musculature and skeletal structure is a little bit more rabbit-like rather than mouse-like, which is uncommon for at least your island. Although not out of the ordinary for a Turbine per se. But what strikes you immediately when you look at this Turbine is they're clothed in nice leathers and such, but they have around their mouth and nose, their white fur is stained red. A dark red. Almost like the color of blood after it's dried. And that's just all around their mouth and a little bit around their nose. And the long ears kind of twitch and focus on you as you come in. You also find yourself surrounded, not necessarily directly up against you, but near the edges of the walls. You have various other pirates, some who seem to be standing guard, and then a couple who seem to be advisors, who are standing closer to the throne, but behind it. You are the group that asked to meet with me and asked for a parlay?
That we are. We were sent by my boss
And who
to
is that?
convene with you. I work for the Black family, Grim and Dahlia.
I must admit I do not know those names, but what business do they have with me?
We were dealing with a particular artifact with talking with, what was his name?
So you were the group that's working with Meryl.
Yes, Meryl.
I see.
And I don't know if it's necessarily here, but we are guessing there's a potential that you have a information leak.
I have nothing to do with your current enterprise. Why would I have any information to leak?
Well, I guess Meryl had informed you about the mission we were on.
Of course.
And in turn, someone informed Lord Harper.
And you sure it was not via something else?
That I could not say. This is the only other people that knew of this were the broker and the investigator.
And what exactly for my own information, why would it be from my people that Harper gained this information and not, say, one of your fellows? Also, real quick, can people tell me their passive perceptions?
13.
16.
Passive.
14.
13.
Okay.
I can assure you no one from our group has spoken to anyone else about this.
Do you have any current ideas on whom this leak might be?
Meryl couldn't really remember who was in the room when he discussed it with you.
My advisors and me. I believe one, maybe two gods? Was it two gods? And one of the advisors yes, it was two near the door. However, both of those have been trusted guards for going on 5-10 years for the one. So I can't imagine that they would betray you. And she kind of looks around. Noodle.
Yep.
You see one of the advisors on the other side from the side that Panel is looking currently is shifting a little bit from side to side and is beginning to eye doorways.
I nudged him so that he can look over.
find it hard to believe that one of the people who were with me would be betraying me.
Let's see.
I would... Unfortunately, I would need proof. At least that the leak came from us. Although, I guess your proof is just that you know it wasn't from you? Do you have anything else?
It's a perception check on whoever she's nudging me to look at.
What did you roll? I didn't see.
18.
Yeah, so you see the same thing that that Noodle saw. As soon as mention of who all was in the room when it happened, who was always in the room when the information was shared, one of the advisors, a human, relatively short, sort of like mousy, like hair, like colored and raggedy, and they are the human there is like on the shorter side, tanned but not super tanned. Like a lot of the pirates around here you see are super tanned. This one has a tan, but not nearly as much of a tan, and has like just kind of like began looking for exits, and is shifting from side to side like they're preparing to move.
Well, I speak up and say, my lord, you know, I've worked as a guard for many years, and as this topic has come up, your gentleman over here has started shifting quite nervously.
Oh? Well,
I don't know if that is normal of him.
Thomas, do you have something to share? Something to say? No, my lord. I do not know what this person is talking about. I am at the most anxious for your good name. I mean, they are coming in with baseless accusations that your organization, and by then you, are not careful with their information. And he begins to continue to ramble while she is staring down at him, and her eyes begin to narrow. Call for the cleric, please. And one of the guards immediately steps out to the door. My lord, what? Oh, are you going to have him ascertain the truth of these newcomers? Yes, that is what we are preparing to do. And kind of looks to you. I have a cleric in my employ who is capable of casting a magical field that will ensure that you speak the truth, and
But of course.
thus will not be able to lie, or at least if you do lie, it'll be known. If you will just wait one moment, please. And she kind of settles back into her throne, and you all begin to wait. Is there anything you all want to say or do while you're in a situation?
I think at this point we need to hold off on saying anything until this cleric arrives.
Echo is just staring at Thomas.
Oh, I am too. Definitely.
Okay. It doesn't take long for a halfling female to come up and, my lord, you called for me? Yes, we need the, what do you call it? The field where you cannot lie with it. A zone of truth, my lord? Yes. If you wouldn't mind setting one up directly around these folk here, and then if you will set one up around here and let me know if anything goes strange. Of course, my lord. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast a field around me. It will provide a magical effect within the area. You could resist, however, I will know. So it is oftentimes better for you to just let the effect happen. While you are under the effect, the only thing that will happen to you is that you cannot speak a deliberate lie, and I mean that's pretty much it. Like it's just you can't say a deliberate lie.
That's
Some
understandable.
people have tried to weasel their way around things, and normally the spell informs me of what's going on, and thus I am able to inform the Lord, and then all of these gentlemen around us will have a job to do. So, when I cast this field, please, I understand, and natural instincts are to resist magical effects coming at you, but I have explained what's going to happen. Do not resist this. Are we clear? Do we understand?
Absolutely.
Okay. She then begins to... She holds a symbol within her hand. She actually fishes the symbol out from within her tunic and holds it within her hand. Mira, you actually, due to the way she did this, don't get to see what the symbol is.
Oh, darn.
It may have been intentional, it may not have been, but they are currently holding it within their fist, which is an uncommon way to cast via a holy symbol, but you could do it. And she begins making some gestures and speaking some words of begins speaking words of power, and then you all feel a magical effect come over you. Do you resist?
Nope.
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 Okay. The field is up, my lord. Very well. Do you, to your knowledge, know that the leak is from the leak of information is from within your group or another party that would know of the information?
Within my group? No.
Another party that you may have told?
Not to my knowledge. The only person we've spoken to about it was Meryl and the bounty hunter, Falavor.
And you are sure that Meryl and Falavor have not spread this knowledge?
That is on their information that they have given us.
Well, if Meryl
We
wants to
still have-
continue his good name, then he wouldn't spread the information. It was more Falavor that I was worried about. So, to the best of your knowledge, the leak had to come within my organization.
Based on the information we have ascertained, yes. And this is
Also,
not to besmirch your name at all. It was more to inform you. That's why we've come directly to you.
I appreciate the forthcomingness. Yeah, then that's not the correct word. Forthrightness, that's the word. Okay. DM's note. You cannot lie, but you do not have to answer. Are you seeking out the spheres of heaven?
I am.
And for my own personal curiosity, where are they?
That is currently being researched. We have some ideas, but that is as far as we are at the moment.
Fair enough. I truly have no real interest in these artifacts. I mean, I'm sure they're powerful magical artifacts and all, but I see no direct use for them for me or mine. Sees him, and she points at Thomas. And immediately, some of the guards around the room grab Thomas. He's like, "My lord, what's going on?" If you resist the magical field, I will assume you are a traitor. Go. And they kind of frog march him over to the field and shove him next to the cleric. And it takes a moment. And he looks panicked. But then, like, acceptance. And he did not resist. Although, I think he tried. But he did not resist the magical effect. Thomas.
Can I insight check the cleric?
Sure. Go ahead.
Awesome.
What are you looking for?
Just any signs that they're being truthful. I rolled an 11. No, 12. I can't math.
As far as you're aware, they are being truthful.
Awesome.
Thomas, were you there when the information was passed to us when Merrill told us of the information of what this group of people were seeking? Yes, my lord. Did you then tell anyone else that information? My lord, I beg you, please. Thomas, answer the question. I spoke to no one of the information. I spoke to no one. And the cleric gets a little twitch. He's skirting around something.
Perhaps written?
And Benog then stands up and steps down from her throne. Thomas, did you in any way inform anyone else of the information that was passed to us via Merrill? And he kind of like gapes and like does the open and close fish mouth type of deal, like
He's gasping for words that he cannot find.
I'll take that as a yes, Thomas. Thomas, is there anyone else within my organization that informs on me? My lord, I... And then he turns and tries to run. Before you all get a chance to react, though, when he goes to try to run, you see Banog seemingly turn into a blur. As Banog rushes the about 40 feet, maybe there was a significant distance between you and the throne. Probably about 40, maybe 50 feet before jumping, and all you see is a white blur followed by a red splash, and you now see Banog by the door where you came in. And Thomas next to you is now missing a throat. And he's like choking out. And falls to his knees and then falls over. And you see now Banog standing there with one hand on a hand crossbow at her side, with fresh red around her mouth. And you now see, now that you're closer and are able to pay more attention, as she spits out a chunk of flesh, that her front teeth, the large front teeth that you know that you've seen from Jerbeen before, are sharpened and filed to cutting edges.
My jaw dropped.
Jerbeen surely are impressive.
Well, that's one informant dealt with. I thank you for bringing this to my attention.
We're only doing what we need to try and maintain neutrality. Because currently this has sent Harper on a hunt and hunting anyone outside of Looter's Haven who is looking for these as well.
Well, you have my gratitude and the gratitude of my organization. If there's something that you need or can request of me, be sure to do so.
But of course, just out of curiosity, you wouldn't have any contact with others of your kind, would you?
Not many folk of my race take up the life that is prevalent among Looter's Haven. Truthfully, your companion is the first that I have seen in quite a few years.
Oh. Yes, she has been quite impressive in her own as well.
I'm sure.
It's
Shut
kind of
up, dear.
ironic that our mission is currently actually looking for some that have been taken.
Taken? What do you mean?
Well, currently that is what has brought her here, was an investigation into the disappearance of her kind from her island. And
Which convent do you come from?
I come from the island of Nugget.
You come from the colony.
Yes, I do.
And those have been taken from?
I'm not quite sure taken, more like disappeared. I do know that 3 of them are being experimented on or used as slaves.
And you see, it's hard to read a Jerbeen's face sometimes. It's very easy to read the ears usually, whether they are more mouse-like or rabbit-like or however their ears are usually pretty expressive. Not only do her ears kind of lay back, but you see it's almost like a ripple of fur as her face kind of hardens. I see.
We are hunting
You're-
these people who have taken these beans down as well. So, I know I plan to beat them to a pulp. I don't know what my friends here plan to do. I just like to hit people.
Oh, I plan
So
on
if you'd
killing.
like to donate anything to help us beat these people to a pulp, we'd be more than happy to accept the help.
I will get back to you in a moment. Nugget and his companions were told that when he made a colony, that they would be a target. An open colony rather than a convent. Do you know of your history, child?
Not much.
The majority of our kind live in secrecy. Hidden convents away from the majority of civilization, or at least within civilization they are hiding. Nugget and his merry band of misfits decided that they didn't want to hide anymore, and thus they started the colony. When you do find our kin and bring them back to your colony, remind them that the old ways were there for a reason, and it may be time for them to go back into hiding.
Alright.
You may not know this, but our kin have been hunted, taken, experimented upon for centuries, if not millennia. We're too different. We do not fit within the animal kin because of our uniqueness, our individuality, in terms of how we are expressed. You are more one way, and I am more another. You see, no other animal kin is like that. So, we do not fall within that description. And that has caused strife for us for a long time. Remind them of that when you go back home.
Okay, I will.
As for aid in retrieving my lost kin, then yes, that can be easily arranged. Whenever you go to retrieve these 3 that have been taken, let me know, and I will find a way to aid you.
Very well.
In the meantime, there is a way that you can aid me now. Come with me, please. And she looks
Alright.
back to the others. One advisor, one god, you specifically. And she points to one of the guards. Come with me. She steps out.
All right, I follow.
As you all follow, she leads to a another room. So, like when you came down, this entire floor was essentially one room, except for the small area where they had a doorway to separate the stairs from the upper level and bottom level from the room itself. As she steps through, she goes down the stairs again. This is a much more, as the hull begins to close in on itself, this area becomes more and more cramped. And a lot of this area seems to be open cargo space, but there is a couple of separated off areas, and she goes to one of those and opens the door. Please.
I enter.
She then follows in with her advisor and the guard, and she looks to the guard. No prying eyes, please. And shocking you, because the guard is carrying a sword and wearing like leathers and such, but the guard reaches into a pouch that they have and pulls out a small book and begins flipping through it and casting an arcane spell. This seemingly normal guard is actually a caster, some sort of arcana caster, and he makes a few gestures, mumbles a few words of arcane power, and releases a spell. And you all don't feel it affecting you per se, but it seems to settle, and you can sense the power within the room. And he gives a nod to Bannock. Very well. So, I likely have more leaks within my organization. And you are currently having to deal with Harper's people because of it. So, I have a request for you. It will help me flush out my remaining informants. And in return, I will claim you under my protection, making it understood to Harper and his folk that to go against you is to invite my ships to do the same to his, as what his does to you. Now, my fleet is not as powerful as Harper's, but a lord's word carries weight. What I would request of you... Go ahead.
I was just saying, I appreciate that.
Well, listen to my request first. What I request of you is that you will head off as soon as you are able. Head off into a direction. We will decide in a moment. And essentially, you and a couple of other decoys will be sent out in different directions. Now, I will pass along information through my organization of your quest and what direction you will be going. But I will be passing on different directions to different members of my organization. Whichever direction gets chosen and attacked will tell me who is informing. But it does come at a risk to yourselves. For you see, Harper's men will be watching the docks. So I can't just send out decoy ships because they will know that none of them are you. But if you go out, and then later on, other ships begin going, essentially, if you leave the harbor and then begin going in a direction, I can send other ships that look like yours into the various other directions that I'm telling my people. But it does require you to go out. And depending on who's informing, you may be the ones attacked.
As long as their ship isn't bigger than what we currently have, we can likely handle them. We sent the previous one packing.
We could defend ourselves pretty good.
Okay, well. if you agree to this, and it does lead to my informant within, or informants within my organization, then I will grant you the protection of my name.
We just need to get back with Merrill to see if he's isolated who we're looking for and such.
Very well. Do you know when your ship would be ready to go? Are you
couple
ready
more
today?
days.
Are you ready tomorrow?
We still
couple
need a
days?
couple more days. Yep.
Very well. In the meantime, you have the neutrality of Luder's Haven to protect you, but keep an eye. Just because someone can't directly attack you or harm you does not mean that they cannot try to interfere in some other ways.
We will keep that in mind. I do
Very
believe
well.
the delay on our ship is purely for repairs.
It is.
That is fine. I was willing to wait as long as necessary. Well, not too long, but I can't imagine anything would keep you for too long. But yes. Also, sorry. In this endeavor, I would suggest that you don't immediately head from this to whatever else you're doing in your current endeavor. I would think that you would head out, and then once one of the ships would be attacked, I would be able to contact you. Probably through Merrill. Merrill has the means to contact you. To tell you to come back. And thus, I will be able to reward you, as well as grant you my protection.
Alright. I suppose we should probably get our information from Merrill and have him tell you what direction we're going so we're not observed coming back to you.
Or we could decide now.
We could.
It is truly of no consequence to me which way we do it. I was planning on just telling you to sail along one of the points of the compass, to be honest.
I was thinking north or
I'm sorry, say again?
I was thinking north or east.
Well, north would be a very long sail to get anywhere. East would be a somewhat shorter sail, but you'd be going towards Scales Reach, and I do not know if your current mission would have you going in that direction. It has to be believable.
So in that case, we'd be heading either south or west.
I was thinking personally southwest. You go southwest, and then the decoy ships, whenever they're ready, start going south and east and northeast-ish towards the Isles of Insight. Basically, the decoy ships would be going to various islands on the archipelago, while you head towards the in a southeastern direction.
Okay. That works for me.
Okay. Is there anything that you would like to add to this? Any things that you can think of to make this a more successful endeavor?
I can tell you that our ship is a sloop, so they will be looking for that.
Very well. I have a few sloops under my employ. If you don't mind, I will just have some of my people go to your ship to get a visual look on it so that they can make the decoy ships look like yours as best as possible.
That is fine.
Very well. Where are you docked?
Up in our area near the shop, so that'd be in Lord Nara's area.
Very well. I can make my way from there. Do you have any questions?
No, I think we can make this work. What about you guys?
I'm
We'll
cool
make
with
our
the plan.
efforts easier if we have a lord's name.
Most things around here do become much easier. You see her flick her head as you see a couple of droplets of blood have been running down the side of her face, and she flicks them and they go scattering off into a corner. Very well. Confer with Merrill and let him know when you will be ready, and thus we can begin this exercise.
It sounds good. I hope it doesn't create too much strife between the lords.
At this point, I see no reason for any strife between the lords. Espionage and investigation is well and good, but the lords handle their business within themselves. So me getting rid of informants within my own organization doesn't break the neutrality. Neither does him sending informants into my organization. As long as no conflict erupts on Ludus Haven or around it, neutrality will be observed. And besides, Harper's only been a lord for half a decade. I've been a lord for 2. He needs to respect my authority.
Understandable.
All right. Let's be off then. And
Thank
she
you for your
turns
time
and-
today.
Thank you for your efforts. And the spell is then broken, and she walks out the door. The advisor follows her, but the guard stands there for a moment. If you don't mind, I'll show you to some of the other guards, and I'll escort you off the ship.
Sounds good.
And he leads you to, again, like he said, a few other guards. They take you off the ship, and you are free to roam Looter's Haven as you wish. By this point, you're in mid-afternoon. It's been a while. Well, it actually hasn't been that long, so I'd say it's early afternoon.
So
Still
based
day.
on what she was saying, we probably shouldn't go back and talk to Merrill today.
Probably not.
So let's say go meet up with him tomorrow. Hopefully our ship will be close to done by then.
Now you all know why the Pirate Lord Banog's name and title is the Bloodthirsty.
The only thing that would have topped it off is if she was a vampire.
I had an idea, but I hadn't really expected the teeth. I don't know why I didn't put that together. It was surprising.
We heard rumors of it in the past.
Mhm. Well, you two did. Mira and Noodle did.
No.
Meryl mentioned something about it
Oh.
at one point, but it was a passing comment, so. If I remember correctly. But yes, so. You have the day, or at least the afternoon.
I don't know about you guys, but I think I want to spend some time going and figuring out this ballista so I can start landing those shots more.
Ooh, that is a thing that you could do. I would say you could spend some downtime learning some aspect there, like doing some of the ship actions. I would say currently, because your ship is being repaired, you would have to find an alternate means, but finding a ballista to figure out how it works is not going to be a difficult prospect, per se.
I'm gonna go to the ship and see how the repairs are doing.
If it's alright with Chum, I think I might be able to lend a hand, considering, well, my experience.
I have no
Okay.
problem with that. I can take the aid.
I'm gonna go try and figure out which way the map is pointing.
Which map, sorry?
the ones with the,
In general.
the boat. Yeah, I'm gonna go try and figure out which way is north and line it up on my maps.
Okay, so you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
spend.
go crazy. I'm gonna go check on the ship. I'm gonna check how left and right.
So you're
Hey.
going to train your navigator skills.
Yes.
Okay.
When you
So
grow
you
up
all-
underwater, it's very hard to find north from south.
Hey, everything looks different up here.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
She doesn't have the currents to guide her.
The light's not being refracted by the water, so everything's kind of flipped.
Okay, so I would say through this afternoon, if you use the entirety of your afternoon, you could probably get enough training to count as towards one of your training marks. Because normally the ship downtime actions are over the course of 2 days, but with one afternoon straight, I'll give it to you.
I figure it's been in. Oh, you mean for our downtimes? Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Also, keep in mind that in the next day or so, it'll be the next lifestyle expenses thing. The reason why you had a lifestyle expenses last session and this session is because last session's lifestyle expenses technically happened while you were on the ocean, but I didn't want to, take the money from you before you got paid for being on the ocean, so I waited. But technically, over half of this week of lifestyle expenses that you've paid is already gone. So, but yes, so Chum, you are training in gunnery.
Correct.
Mira, you wish to train in navigator. Noodle, you are assessing the ship, or are you like trying to organize its repair faster?
Yeah.
Or
I'm like organizing and helping out as much as I can
okay.
with the repairs.
I'll say with your help and Yeah, I'll say with your help, you can you will speed up the process enough that it will be done by the end of the day tomorrow,
Okay.
rather than 2 days, which it originally was. Echo, you are what, helping Chum, I believe.
That is what he said, yeah.
Okay. So if these are the things that you want to spend your time doing, also keep in mind that you can spend this time shopping. You can go and get stuff, because I know you have money now.
A little bit.
Or anything like that. So yeah, you don't have to spend your downtime just doing ship downtime activities. You can use your downtime for other stuff too. But in this case, I will give, so Mira goes up one training. Echo, give me a charisma check, persuasion. We'll go with persuasion.
Charisma check persuasion.
Yeah.
Make sure
So
advantage
it's
isn't
roll
on.
persuasion.
Yeah, essentially.
Essentially, oh my
Ooh.
goodness. So
Nice.
essentially, I was trying to get of like whether or not you'd be successful in helping Chum like advance quicker than normal. I'll say yes. That does that. That does it.
Silver tongue.
There's professionality.
So yes, Chum, you get training done for gunnery. You are almost reached that first point of being able to gain a level.
All right.
Okay. And yep, Noodle is doing the aiding, so that will wrap up this afternoon into evening. Is there anything that you guys want to do before you head to bed? You don't have enough time to like do more like ship downtime stuff, but is there anything specifically that you're trying to go before we end the day?
I suppose I can stop over and check out the weapon shop, see if there might be anything that I can find useful.
I'll join you.
Yeah, Echo would probably join them as well.
If we're going to shop for weapons, I'm always up for that.
Oh my god, group downtime. Crazy.
Okay, so there is 2 ways we can go about this. Since everyone's doing the same thing, we can roleplay it if you want, or we can kind of just go over like what's available and what you might want to buy, and then move on from there.
Yeah, because I'm looking to find something that would be either an upgrade or something of that sort.
I'm always up for roleplay. Depends on everyone else, though.
I'm up for whatever.
Yeah, roleplay
Yep.
leaves the door open for one of you charismatic people to haggle.
Okay. I see what's happening here.
Not judge,
I
Mr.
see
Charming
what's
over here.
happening here. Okay. Okay, so let me look in my magical book of goodness. Okay, so we have now. Question for you: do you go to what sort of shop are you looking for? Are you looking for a general like blacksmith shop that will have some weapons but also have other such things? Are you going to? They tend to be on the cheaper side. but they don't tend to have like specific stuff that's going on. They're more likely to have just your base short swords, weapons, the yada 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 yada. You can go and look for a weaponsmith specifically. They will likely have a full gamut of different types of weapons that you can search for, or you can search for, and in this case, you might just go to the dark depths, magical weapons. Things that have been enchanted and or empowered.
Yeah, I think I may be looking for an upgrade for this old mace of mine, so I'll go check with the boss and see if he has anything good.
Okay.
Probably better to go somewhere we are very, very fond of.
Would we have about a general idea of how much magical weapons cost?
Someone's
I have a
been
feeling
throwing
these
money.
might be out of our price range. Or at least
Miss, I
mine.
gave all my money away.
Yes.
So, most weapons are like base weapons
Mhm.
are anywhere from silver to gold pieces. In magical variations of these, you typically go into the tens of gold pieces for like the base level things. Typically anywhere between like 40 to 100 gold pieces, depending on the weapon and the style of enchantment it has. For your like base level magic items, like your minor magic items,
Mhm.
it rapidly becomes more expensive the rarer and the more powerful the enchant.
Yep. Thank you.
Mhm. So, you all head back to the dark depths. Within the main area, you see Grim, who is maintaining the front area, which is more of a general goods style area. And he looks up to you. Ah! Did the meeting with the Banog go well? With the Bloodthirsty?
It did.
We saw her in action.
Oh?
Her reputation lives up to her.
Oh, yeah.
Well, since you're not missing throats or hands or anything, I'm assuming that you didn't make her mad.
No,
No.
she took out one of the craters.
A mole, you could say.
Yes.
Okay. Well then.
It was quite the sight for what could be seen. She was rather fast on her feet.
Yes, that's very much what her reputation is.
So, boss, we were wondering, do you guys have any weapons we might be able to acquire to maybe upgrade our equipment for this endeavor?
Well, if you're looking for general weapons, I can help you somewhat, and more appropriately, I can direct you to a few different places. What are you looking for?
Well, I recently got quite a bit better with my trusty axe here. So I was seeing if maybe there's something better.
Oh, do you want enchantment? Magical? More powerful?
Something
Better
that would help
material?
us out, yeah.
Okay. Well, my love will be no better what we have in stock on that side of the aisle. There is a place I can recommend you go if we don't have anything you want. that's more of a general, not general magical items, but it doesn't specifically like focus on magical weapons per se. But there's that place, and then there's a couple very good weaponsmiths that I can direct you to that may have something made out of better material or more hardy and sturdier. But in the first, let's contact my wife. My love, and you hear coming from downstairs. Yes, dear. Our friends would like to peruse your stocks if you don't mind. Oh, of course, come on down. He kind of gestures towards the stairs.
All right, head on down.
As you go down, it's a very different area down here. You are technically below the surface of the water. But the walls seem to be very sturdy and very well built. And there doesn't seem to be any leakage or anything like that. Although that could be some sort of arcane, knowing your boss, it very well could be some sort of arcane force that keeps that there. Keeps it that way. But, and down here, instead of, like, shelves of stuff, you have, cases where, a lot, primarily glass, cases that, have items laying down within them. And they have them set up on tables spread throughout the room.
I'd look over to Mira and inform her, don't touch anything without asking.
That's a good point for all of you to understand and remember.
I tuck my tail in. Make sure I don't bump anything.
At the end of the day, he's still a guard for this place.
So, you are looking for magical items?
Looking for something that could help us out on our venture. Seems to be we're getting into tougher and tougher situations.
Very well. What might you be looking for specifically?
Oh, myself, I'm either looking for an upgrade to my axe or another mace to add to this one.
Another mace to add to this one? This is the DM talking.
Looking to potentially dual wield the maces. One-handers. Or is that a fighting style that's required?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have the light property?
Ooh. That I don't know.
So.
Maces themselves don't. If you were using like the hammers, then they do, but they might have the throwing property instead of light.
I mean, I am a barbarian.
Good old PHP.
There's a feat that allows you to dual wield.
Yes,
things like
there's-
maces.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Oh,
yeah.
is
There
that a
is
feat
a-
requirement?
There is a feat required for
Oh, okay.
anything that isn't of the light property to be able to dual wield them. So like you could dual wield hand axes. You
Okay.
could dual wield light hammers, but they do
I
less
figured at
damage
a
than maces.
16 strength, most things are light to me.
You would be correct. However, it is less. So the light property is not so much like them being physically light, because hand axes and hammers and stuff aren't necessarily light in terms of like weapons. I mean, they're lighter than some, but they're not, super light. What it's mainly talking about is their ease in terms of dual wielding them, right? So like, if you picked up a longsword in one hand and then picked up a longsword in another hand, they would be unwieldy. They would get into each other's way a lot, right? You would have to actively train and work at being able to dual wield them. Thus, why the feat is there. But short swords, which are basically just long dirks at this point that can also slash instead of just cut, those don't, especially since you're typically stabbing with them more than anything else, don't typically get in the way of each other and are not nearly as difficult to be able to pick up and use in both hands.
Gotcha.
Clubs and hand axes and such, they are, I mean, in reality, they are typically shorter, like length weapons, and so they're much easier to be able to use in both hands without getting in the way of each other, etc., etc. So,
Yeah. Okay, I gotcha.
if you do want a bludgeoning thing that you can dual wield, light hammers is probably what you're wanting. You can also throw them, is the other thing too. But they only do a D4 damage rather than D6 of your mace.
Yeah. Okay. I suppose I'll just stick to a two-handed weapon upgrade then.
Okay. So you are looking
Something in the
for
great weapon class.
I personally don't have any enchanted equipment of that caliber, but I do know who to talk to. Either I can send you on your way there, or you can just let me handle it, and I can get you a price. It's up to you. But for the rest of you, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for bows and arrows.
Now, I do have something that might interest a few things that might interest you, actually. What's your price range?
Pretty high.
Okay, see, I don't mean to disparage, but pretty high commoner? Or pretty high, I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about magical items?
It's moderate.
I'll show you some things in
What's
this.
the cap?
Cap?
I'll show you some things
Cap
in this.
what's
The rest of you?
Nothing in particular. More just window shopping.
Do you have any
Very well.
relatively cheap, decently magical warhammers or greatswords?
I can direct you. I can tell you the same thing that I told Chum. I know where, and you can either let me discover a price for you, or I can just send you there. I can give you the directions for you to go there yourself.
Well, I guess I'll let Chum decide, and I'll just go along with that.
I think if you have some contacts that can get us a reasonable price, I imagine you have far better capabilities in that than what I do. I've worked
Trust
for
me,
you
my
for a long
dear.
time. I trust you.
Yes, trust me, my dear. I have been making deals like this for decades. So, I do have, in terms of things that might interest you specifically, Noodle, I do have some enchanted ammunition. They are. I would be careful with enchanted ammunition.
Mhm.
Because they don't break easily due to the enchantment, but you do have to go and collect them again. They don't come.
Got it.
I have yet to find an enchanted piece of enchanted arrow that can boomerang back to you, and I, quite frankly, don't think you would want an arrow to boomerang back to you. So,
Yeah, that would be pretty dangerous.
That sounds like an interesting idea.
something,
Mm.
chum.
Use
Something
it for
else.
fishing.
But you still have a sharp, pointy arrow coming back at you. Something else that might interest you, although that is on the more pricey level of things, I have an enchanted quiver that summons ammunition back to it.
That's an interesting
You
one.
fire an arrow, and as long as the arrow does not break or be damaged, it will come back to the quiver.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
If I got that, would that decrease my weekly living expenses? Because isn't arrows a part of that?
I would say arrows are usually really, really cheap.
Mhm.
So not to a noticeable effect.
Okay.
But what it does do is it can provide that previous problem of enchanted arrows you having to go get them. It solves that problem.
Okay, got it.
Well, actually, more appropriately, so there's two different variations of this enchantment. I have one variation, which does not truly bring an arrow back to you, but more like creates a new one. And the variation of the enchantment I have on this one just creates normal arrows. More powerful variations of this enchantment can create magical arrows, arrows that, like the enchanted arrows I have in the store, that will increase your accuracy and the amount of damage you can do with the arrow itself. But the variation of the enchantment I have only just creates normal arrows, which is also why it's within your price range. I'm sure that you don't have several thousand gold.
No, I don't. I don't
Okay.
even have 100.
Okay, we're moving on from the quiver. So, with that being your price range, I know that. Let's see here. Enchanted ammunition, you would probably only. Even if I give you a discount, you'd only be able to get 2, maybe? We'll come back to that. What I do have, although this is also. You are doing work for me. I can give you as long as I still make some profit on it, I can give you somewhat of a discount for this. There is a different item that you may be interested in, and that is these. And she kind of brings you over to one of the cases here and shows you what looks to be leather bracers. These are known as the enchantment on them is known to make bracers of archery, and they're actually they're not leather. They are actually strips of metal. They are not truly bracers. They don't do any protecting whatsoever, because they are truly bands and strips of metal with arcane runes and stuff inscribed within them that kind of fit over your forearms. And so what this enchantment does on these bracers here is it gives you via arcane magics provides you with more oomph to the arrow as it leaves your bow. It provides more power, and when you hit a target, the damage will be more. There will be a greater effect to the arrow. In mechanical terms, what the bracers of archery do is they give you +2 damage. As long as you're proficient with a longbow or short bow, you get +2 damage to your damage rolls with ranged attacks made with either longbows or short bows.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Some other things that may be interesting to all of you per se is I do have, and nearby there is these are, and you she brings you to another thing. These are some magically enchanted boots, and you see what looks to be boots that they're made out of some sort of like leather-like material, but they're shaped almost like they're made of leaves. Like the detailing on them and the shaping on them, it looks at like it's a bunch of leaves wrapped into the shape of a boot. These are known as what is boots of elven kind. While you are wearing these things, your steps will make no sound. You could be walking across gravel or sand or this, that, or the other, and no noise will be made. And it makes it very easy for you to be able to sneak through areas.
Echo perks up. Is that so?
While you deliberate on the bracers or the ammunition, I will say the bracers are likely to run you about 80 gold, and that's with a discount, I'm afraid.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Perhaps taken out of some future pay?
I'll come back to that. Maybe that's an idea. Ammunition is going to, even with a discount, not be much cheaper. At least enchanted ammunition, I'm sorry. Magical enchantments, as a whole, tend to be difficult to produce and even more difficult to keep. Many people seek these out.
I can tell you, boss, I think between a bunch of us, we probably wouldn't have more than 30 gold each to spend.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. I have healing potions.
That's the only thing in our price range, huh?
I have various potions that you could purchase. You all could bring your money together to get one of my less enchanted items, but to be honest, with that sort of price range, potions are likely to be your best bet. A lot of the more permanently enchanted things are, well, rarer than just the arcane processes to make a potion are not necessarily easy, but they are easier than the arcane processes to enchant an item.
So how much of a price do you think I'd be looking at on a weapon? Now that you have a price range that we're working with.
Give me one moment. Probably an enchanted weapon, especially around here, where enchanters are few and far between, is going to run you over 100 gold.
Ooh-wee.
There
Yeah, we might have to
is
come back later.
If you're looking for better weapons, then there is a few places that I can direct you, some weaponsmiths, although Grim would probably know more than I, that can... I mean, oftentimes, weapons are weapons, but sometimes you have a good smith with good material and can make something better. I'm sorry, my dears.
I was hoping we'd be able to afford a little something.
Like I said, potions and other one-use items, I could probably... I have a few potions. I can probably find you some other, smaller one-use items.
How much do those healing potions run? I've never actually had to look at the prices in our store.
For you, my dears, I can go... Oh, goodness. Well, okay. For you, my dear, 35 gold.
Or how many?
1?
Oh, lordy.
I'm sorry. I truly am sorry, my dear, but that is quite literally making it so that I don't really make a profit on the potion itself. The materials and, more appropriately, the time and experience needed to create these potions run up the cost.
Understandable. I guess we'll have to pass on this for now unless someone wants to drop some money. I know Miss Mira seems to find herself hurting rather badly at times.
Oh, I'm not too bad. If you wanted it, I could help you get it. I could cover half of it.
I'm gonna wait. No,
Okay.
I think I'm gonna wait.
Echo is just staring at the boots.
How much is the boots?
I can part with it for 80 gold.
I could pay for a fourth of that.
I don't know. Echo might have a hidden stash of money somewhere, being his previous work experience.
I'd never tell. They intrigue me, but
There,
my own magic shall suffice for now.
there is a few scrolls, spell scrolls.
Oh?
The in your price range, they would be low-level spells, but I do have a couple. One that is fairly common for people to want to have is a scroll of identify. Do you know what the identify spell is?
Yes, I'm quite aware of it.
Okay. I just don't know how much arcane magics you know of, if you would be able to recognize it from the name.
Nowadays, I know enough. Especially low level at the very least.
Let's see here. And she kind of wanders over to, so you know those racks that people use for like storing wine and such?
Yeah.
It's just scrolls.
I feel like we're being underpaid now.
Trust me, the economy of D&D is so out of whack that I am trying.
I know. We need to go dungeon delving.
Don't tell me I'll go back to just killing people on pirating.
I mean,
That pays.
Steal their
Very
2 gold.
Hey, I took 10
Well,
gold from
see-
somebody, so.
the thing about pirating is you got to pick your targets, right? Because like if you pick a merchant ship, then what you pirate isn't the gold; it's the goods.
Yay.
Yeah.
But yes. Okay, let me see here. We have. We have this one here. This one is actually relatively cheap in comparison to most other scrolls. It is. This is very low level magics, but it is a spell that when you cast it and touch someone, you provide them a. In this case, it's an arcane. Most of the time that you see this, it is a divine spark of help, inspiration, whatever you want to call it. The spell is called guidance. It gives you a little bit of a boost to one thing that you're about to do.
I know that spell.
Although, keep in mind that this is a one-time use, so it's, to be honest with you, not a lot of spells of this level. Cantrips is not a lot of spell scrolls that are made of cantrips. Due to cantrips typically being you want to use them. Cantrips are the one type of spell that you can use as many times as you want throughout the day. But the spell scrolls for them are mainly for people who are just not able to cast in general, and are not common. Because to be able to utilize a spell scroll, you usually have to have some level of arcane training. So. There is
That's
this one
well
here.
outside of my wheelhouse.
There's this one here that is a cantrip called Mending. Again, it's a one-time use, but you can use it to fix one thing. Small fix, unfortunately. These have literally been sitting here collecting dust. Let's see. Ooh, okay. There's this. We're getting into some more expensive spells here, but we have one that will uh, charm an animal. Make it your friend. Um, are you interested in any of these? I'm grasping at straws here.
I'm more of a combat-based, or at the very least, stealth-based user. Most of these are to help. I'm not for that.
I have one for detecting poisons or diseases. I have, in terms of combat, I do have this one of fairy fire.
Fairy fire.
Yes, it not. The name is somewhat of a misnomer. It doesn't actually light your target on fire, but it lights up an area within. I think a 20-foot by 20-foot square-ish. I think. I'd have to double check in my book, but it lights up the area with arcane light, and then any being that's within the area has to, if they don't resist the effect, becomes lit up and like has a glowing outline around them. Negates most forms of invisibility due to you being able to see the outline of the person you're looking at now. Also makes it easier to hit someone. That has combat applications.
A little more intriguing. But I think I just have to work a little longer before I get to the, well, things more suited for my line of work.
Fair.
Hey, boss. We're not gonna make this a totally fruitless trip. We're gonna go ahead and talk to Noodle here, and she's kind of interested in those bracers. So I told her I'd help her out on that. She's done quite a bit of work for us so far, so been very valuable to our team.
Those Jabin, truly a fascinating race.
Out of my own pocket, I am willing to spend 40 gold.
I'll throw 20 in.
How much were they?
How much were they in total? I was like, how much were
They
they?
were 80. So I just need
85.
20 more. Or 85, so 25 more.
Out of everyone in this colorful crew, you've impressed me the most, Noodle. I suppose I'll cover the last amount. Why not?
I mean, if you want, we can discuss something like Chum agreed to and like have it be in credit, since we know that as long as you survive, you should be coming back. But
That is more up to Noodle, I suppose.
I
If
can
you'd
only
rather go the credit
40.
route, if you want to go the credit route, you can always do so, Noodle.
Put 40
Otherwise-
down, and then the rest comes out of future pay. Who knows how long we'll be gone?
What about you guys? Do you want to spend the money on me?
I have no problem helping out a little.
You seem to
But,
be.
this allows us to look at other equipments.
keep in mind that my husband will have many mundane items that may help you on your investigations and adventures.
Yeah, I think I personally am going to be going and looking at something a little more in my price range now that I know that these items are well outside of my pay.
Something, I mean, I didn't mention it because you wouldn't really be interested, but something your friends might be interested in is I have a well, there's no real better way to say it, but a bubble. It's technically called a breathing bubble. It makes you look very silly, but it gives you an hour worth of oxygen when you're underwater, or actually anywhere, I believe. It's an hour of breathable air, but you have to stick it on your head. It's not
that
very
benefit one of us.
common, because it looks kind of silly.
I mean, as long
That's
as
a
we're
lot longer than I can
together,
hold my breath.
once per long rest, I can help y'all breathe underwater.
Well, if that's the case, then yes, I'm not going to lie. For adventurers specifically, I don't. I have a few things, but nothing cheap. So, I will say, if you want to credit, I personally, since Chum is backing you, I personally would be willing to do half now, and you pay the other half when you can.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pay 40 now and then pay 40 with my next paycheck or whatever.
Okay. These, so that you're aware, these do. Where'd they go? I had the page for them. These do require attunement, so you will have to attune the magical item to you for it to work. Just so you're aware.
Okay.
And she kind of opens the case and hands these. Like I said, they are essentially like strips of metal, like bronze and copper. Actually, not bronze and copper. That seems a little like a misnomer. Primarily copper. That have runic sigils engraved within them, and they look big for your arms. And then you put them over one arm, and it shrinks to your arm.
I love that.
Joys of magical items.
And I assume you just hand over 40 gold?
Yep.
Okay. You are now even more of a problem. But yes,
Hey, 2 damage makes all the difference.
oh, trust
Especially
me,
with my
I'm aware.
hunter's mark.
So yes, you, as you all head back upstairs to the more general store area, with the note and words of Dahlia kind of ringing about your ears of like, he does have things that are more mundane, useful items for adventurers. But with that, going up there, we will take a break and pause here.
Alrighty.
All right, welcome back, both current and future viewers, to the Tales of Pageos. After our break, currently our party is walking back up to the more general store area of the Dark Depths. After having talked to Dahlia about some magical items and acquiring a braces of archery on credit. So, you all make your way back up to the first floor, top section, I guess, however you want to call it, of the Dark Depths, with Grim standing up there, looking over. Did you find anything you like? Oh, sorry. Did you find anything you like?
You sure did.
Lots that we liked. Affording is another story.
Fair. So, I was thinking, there is bunches of bits and bobs around here that might help you. I don't know how involved you all are in certain activities, but I have a couple things. So, one thing I have, and he kind of walks over to one of the shelves, and it's just stacks. On the shelf, he kind of takes one down and opens it up. I have a bunch of ball bearings and caltrops. Basically, you just take this bag, you scatter it over an area, and then anybody who walks there is going to have a bad time. It's more popular with my sneaky folk, to be honest with you, but it has uses across a few different ways and things. I have lengths of chain if you ever need to tie somebody up with chain, although you have rope, so I guess I don't know how much you need that for. I have a whole bunch of fishing supplies, although you have that on the ship, so I don't necessarily need that. One thing that is very useful in Looter's Haven, whether you're trying to be sneaky and be a dastardly breaking neutrality dude, or if you're just trying to get around, grappling hooks. Grappling hooks. Great.
How much for one of those, Wes?
Grappling hook. Gold, 5 silver, 2 gold. We'll go gold, 5 silver.
Alright, I'll get one of those myself.
You're gonna have to, unless you want to buy a length of rope with it, you're gonna have to use one of your lengths of rope to attach to it. Do you want to buy a length of rope?
Yeah. Make it 2 gold even, or what?
Sure, we can use hemp rope. And it'll make it 2 gold even. I mean, it's gonna be rough on your hands as you climb up, but it's... If you want some of the nicer ropes, those are gonna cost you a lot, so...
How much would that run?
2 gold...
How much would that run? I got
Silk
strong
rope?
hands, but...
Silk rope costs you like 10 gold pieces.
Ooh, yeah, I'll stick with the hemp.
Silk is kind of hard to find around here. So is hemp, but hemp is much more easily accessible.
Echo just chuckles a little bit.
Yes, also, something that may interest you all, healer's kits. They are essentially anything you might need to patch somebody up or keep them from bleeding out in this kit. Great for keeping people from expiring on you.
Echo's gonna glance at Amira.
I don't have a whole lot of them, because typically we don't need them here on Looter's Haven, but I do have 1 or 2 traps, like bear traps, like the snap jaw traps.
I know Miss Noodle already spent a bunch of money, so I don't know if she'll be buying much else.
No. I'm in debt.
If you ever need to break into someplace, I got something. And he turns around and goes behind the counter and pulls up what looks to be essentially a rather thin log, around the size of Chum's bicep round log. But it's actually smoothed out. It's not rough and barky. It's smoothed out and all that. And inserted into it is several handholds. This thing is a portable ram. You can use it to bash down doors.
How much did that cost?
Have 3 gold.
Oh. I still need to figure out how much this new axe is going to cost me. But you know what?
So what I can tell you,
that might come in handy.
What I can tell you about your axe cost me 20 to 25 gold. I don't remember exactly. And that was with a discount bulk order. Because I was buying a bunch of other weapons and stuff at the same time to stock the shelves. Directly from a smith, either that or more, depending.
Well, I guess I'll just make use with what I got for now. I'll go and take that battering ram though, because we came close to having to knock a couple doors down.
Good call.
And you said 2 gold?
3 gold.
Hey, I tried.
You have an honest being on your side, sorry.
You really think that you could get one off on me? Really?
Gotta keep you on your toes, boss.
Uh-huh.
Either way, you're getting your own money back.
Yeah, when you look at it that way. Fair. I also have a bunch of various tools for various different trades if you want. Anything from alchemist to weaver. I don't know why I have weaver's tools. I have one set of weaver's tools that I picked up as a bundle with a couple other things, but yeah. Anyway, I also have a few gaming things. I don't know how much you want that. To pair with the alchemist set, there is a little pouch of things for gathering herbs and such, herbalism and such like that. You already have a set of navigator's tool with the ship, so you don't really need another set of navigator's tools. But yeah, various games, instruments. I got all sorts of eclectic stuff.
How much are those healing kits running? Because we've been doing quite a bit of fighting lately. Picking up
4.
a few new scars.
4 gold.
4 gold?
And they last you for a while. It's not just a, save one person, you've used the entire kit. I mean, I hope not. Depends on how much you want to make them look like a mummy.
Anyone want to split this one with me?
Why not?
I'll throw in 2 gold on it.
Ooh, something that might interest you, and he points to Mira. Recently came in, I got a set of math making tools. So Like, a lot of it, I will admit, a lot of it shares some of its stuff with like the navigator's tools that you already use on the ship, but there is some individual, like specific things that map makers use to try to measure distances and such that you might be interested in. That's 10 gold. Some of these are really finicky pieces. Fair enough.
Do you have an introductory to map making? She hasn't been above the water in a while. Or for a while.
No, but I can ask. I mean, you know me.
I help her
can
get a
find
better grasp.
I can find most anything eventually. Speaking of, if there's anything like any sort of mundane or specific thing that you may be looking for, let me know, and I can probably get it for you eventually.
Oh, you know what? How much would a sturdy shield run me?
Oh, a shield? Shield. I could probably get it for about 8 gold. That's like with me playing on the high side. I don't have one right now, but I know some folk. I can probably get one for about 8.
Yeah, if you can give me one for that price, that'll work.
All right. Yeah,
We got a couple
Give
days
me-
till the ship is ready to go.
I can probably have that by tomorrow. I know a guy.
Sounds good. So 6 gold, right?
8.
Oh, sorry. My ears are clogged with water a little.
I'm about to toss you into the water. Actually, that would be probably just a break for you. Never mind.
Alright, boss, here's your money.
All right. Like I said, come. Well, I mean, you sleep here, so I guess there's no real need to come back tomorrow. I'll probably get it to you by the end of the night.
Sounds good.
Anything for the rest of y'all?
I guess I'll grab a grappling hook and some caltropes for myself.
Alrighty. Let's see here.
Didn't I just watch you, like, disappear into a pile of smoke and appear somewhere else?
True, I have, but at the end of the day, I'm still a pirate, am I not?
You want the rope
true
to go
enough.
with it?
Hmm?
You want the rope to go?
Oh.
Link the rope to go with the grappling hook?
Oh, no. And then he's gonna just show a glimpse of his silk rope. I think I'm quite alright in that department.
All right. Gold and 5 silver pieces for the grappling hook, and then caltrops run you a gold for a bag.
Works for me.
You got 20 caltrops in this bag, so be careful not to like squish it. Like, this bag is made out of sturdy leather, but like it's still sharp, pointy bits.
I'll be careful.
All right. So you're aware, caltrops, you can use an action to spread a single bag of caltrops to cover any 5-foot square area. Any creature that enters that 5-foot square must succeed on DC 15 Dex saving throw, or stop moving and take 1 piercing damage. Until the creature regains at least 1 hit point, their walking speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Delicious.
If a creature takes care while moving, i.e., moves at half speed, they can move across the caltrops without getting affected by it.
Sounds good.
Just to make sure, because when I pulled up, this is a 2 armor class shield.
Yes, it is +2.
Okay. Just notating in my items.
Yep. Also, for your knowledge, he has both regular lamps, lantern, and various types of lanterns, bullseye and hooded. Magnifying glasses for those, investigators among you. He doesn't have many of those, but he has like 1 or 2. Oh, and the healer's kit. It's a leather pouch containing bandages, salves, and splints and such. It has 10 uses, and you can, as an action, expend 1 use to stabilize a creature that has 0 hit points without needing to make a wisdom medicine check. So basically, you don't need, while you have this kit, you don't need to roll to stabilize someone. You can just use an action to stabilize them. So when the cleric is out of spell slots, or the cleric is the one that's on the ground, this can save them without needing medicine checks.
Won't run into the issue we did last time.
Cough, cough.
Where she
That's why I said
practically
cough,
became
cough.
a raised dead.
Yeah, 1 touch from me and she was fine.
Are we sure she's not a minion?
He also has flasks of oil, which can be essentially, if you cover someone in oil and then light them on fire, they take additional fire damage. You can also pour it on the ground. You can then light the oil that's on the ground on fire, and it lasts for a couple rounds. Stuff like that. The portable ram gives you a +4 bonus to any strength check you make on breaking down doors.
Okay.
If 1 other person helps you use the ram, you also gain advantage on the stealth check, on the strength check. Also, I will say, if you're using a portable ram and not caring about how loud you are, if you fail the first one, it gets easier and easier and easier. Because eventually you just bust
the door.
through. I will make an exception for stone or metal doors. That one you have to reach certain thresholds before you start damaging it. But any plain old wooden door, you're gonna bust through that thing.
It's a lot easier than trying to kick it or axe it down.
Mm-hmm. So with that, is there any other shopping stuff that you guys want to get done?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
Nope, I hear you.
No, the Discord or the Streamlabs had it muted.
Oh,
I was rolling my dice earlier and I didn't want it to pick up. But anywho, so I'm gonna put my shield on the counter and I'm gonna say, all right, so for 5 gold and a grappling hook and a length of that hemp rope, you can have this shield. Save you the trouble of hunting another one down.
Why don't you just give him the shield?
He already bought it from you, and this way you're still making a profit. I'm getting a little more gold. It's win-win.
And you're not gonna need this?
No, I like to use my hammer with both hands. The shield kind of gets in the way.
Why don't you just use a maul at that point?
You know, I might, but right now I don't have the weapon for that kind of... Or I don't have the money for that kind of weapon, so...
Alright, sure.
Alright.
So what'd you say? A grappling hook, rope, and
5
what?
gold.
Yeah, I'll take that deal.
Because that'll make it about 7 gold's worth, so that's 1 gold. He paid you extra. That was my logic. And that's all.
Alright. Okay. So, I would say that's probably going to be the last for this day. So, y'all, unless there's something y'all want to talk about amongst yourselves or do something like as you're heading off to your various places of rest.
Yep.
Oh, Grim will talk to you, chum, and tell you about. Because if you inquire about masterwork weapons,
Mhm.
masterwork weapons can cost anything from 3 to 10 times the original cost of a weapon.
I see.
So, yeah. With that,
I guess we should all meet up here tomorrow and go see Meryl.
okie dokie. So, you all, unless there's something you all want to do or talk about, you all rest, rise. There is no roosters to cockle-doodle-doo because you're on the ocean, but I'm sure there's some crazy people who do it anyway. And as you make your way to the dark depths and meet up outside, you have the day ahead of you.
Well, like I said, I think we need to go over and meet up with Mr. Merrill and get our information so we can figure out what we're doing.
Agreed.
Alrighty.
Hopefully his people have had enough time. He said to give him a couple days.
It's been a day. Technically, this is the second day, but you're seeing him in the morning, so.
True.
But hey, as you make your way, Noodle,
Yes.
you notice that there is a group following you. Now, could be that they're heading in the same direction as you, although you've made quite a few turns since then. But, you know, Looter's Haven is a chaotic mess of things, so it could just be that they're trying to follow someone to find their way, although most people who live here know how to get around, so that's unlikely, but possibility. But looks to be three people, just kind of. They're not necessarily hiding. They're just, a ways back. following.
I'm gonna tell Chum. I'll be like, hey, we have 3 suspicious individuals following us.
Do I need to roll a perception to see if I notice them?
Once they're pointed out, they're pointed out.
Okay. They weren't any identifying markers?
Typical Looters Haven, like clothing.
So no like Pyre Lord colors of any sort?
No.
Say we ignore them for a short bit and see if they continue to stay behind us.
Okay. You're about like a third of the way to Meryl's place, and you keep on walking. And it takes a while. Not too long, but it takes a while to like get to Meryl's. So after a bit, you kind of keep. Oh, sorry. You kind of keep on glancing behind you. It's still those same 3 dudes.
I kind of hint over to Echo and Mira about our followers. We may have someone tailing us.
Oh, what fun.
Well, how do we want to deal with them? We don't want to get in another fight, right?
Not here,
No,
no.
we don't want to break neutrality. I don't think they'll start a fight with us, because if they do, they're breaking neutrality.
Well, I could deal with one of them non-aggressively, but not the other 2.
Is there any food stalls or anything coming up
Sure.
on the way?
Looters Haven is not organized very well, so like there's food next to residences, next to places of work, next to anything, really.
Well, let's just stop at the food stall up ahead and see if they just go on by.
Yeah. So you stop and hang about. Like, are you trying to like look like you're going to go purchase food, or are you just stopping nearby?
Stopping and grabbing a morning bite to eat.
Oh, okay. So you stop and you're getting some food. The 3 continue walking. As they're getting closer to you, one of them kind of like says something to the other 2 and then splits off down a side street. And the other 2 keep walking.
Would I have been able to hear it?
Roll me a perception check.
Oh.
What was it?
16.
It's not necessarily super busy out, but it is busy enough, especially at this, food cart, that it's hard to pick up what is said. I will say with that one, you do see him nod and point to the street that he then goes down, but you don't hear exactly what the words are.
Is it in the same direction as what we're going to?
No, that is off to a different... It's not even really a side street, it's just another way. Like I said, there is no real, plan for Looters Haven, but it is a networked, interconnected, web of alleyways and streets and, stuff to call it like that.
But they all split up?
Just the one splits off. The other 2
Okay.
keep on walking. And, they walk past you and continue to walk.
They didn't look at it, did they?
Hmm?
They didn't look at us, did they?
No.
Okay.
Do we want to go after the one that went on its own?
Nah, I don't think we need to go after them per se.
To ask him why he's following us?
They may not be following us. We might just be a bunch of nervous folk.
We're just paranoid.
Echo doesn't
With
trust
everything
that
that's gone on.
thing. Is there a way for him to vanish in the crowd? Just to get himself some distance?
Sure. Roll a stealth check.
Because he needs to, like, vanish into the crowd and then he wants to go into an alley quickly.
Yeah, you can roll a stealth check.
I'm so used to having a high stealth roll. Oh boy. Yep, that was. I forgot that I'm not the character I once was.
Yeah, man, those boots of Elvenkind would really help you out, wouldn't they?
You want to spot me 100 gold real quick?
I just spent all my money, sorry.
Yeah, so you go into the crowd. And you're kind of like walking and weaving in between people. Trying to keep people from being able to like see you from outside the crowd.
And then he's gonna try and hit an alley a little farther from where one buddy went into an alley.
Sure. The rest of you see Echo just move off without saying anything.
Alright, I guess we'll see you there.
And you walk into an alley. There's like a couple people walking through, but most of it's mostly empty.
He's gonna wait for a moment for there to not be too many prying eyes, and then
Okay, so you're changing into somebody else.
yep.
Okay.
I think we're done with our meal. We should start heading on down. Just keep an eye out. Echo wandered off, so I imagine he'll meet us there.
Noodle, you will see that the pair that was walking eventually turn off down another street. You may not be super aware of this due to just you're new to Luder's Haven, but that is in the general direction that you are going. That's the direction that they turned off at.
Okay.
Echo,
Mhm.
do you change into a specific persona? Do you change into a... What do you change into?
I'm gonna change into someone who hopefully has never been on Looters, but knowing her, entirely possible. Funny enough, I'm changing into another changeling. Someone by the name of Rena. He's not gonna do one of the crew this time because entirely possible that his crew is of this colorful bunch is probably semi-known by now.
Okay.
So just to be safe, a female changeling. Who Rena's current form at the moment is just a essentially human woman.
That's where I was gonna ask. Because you could turn into a base changeling form, but usually
Rena's
defeats the
currently-
purpose.
Rena is currently donning a just human woman, long black hair, donned in leather, just what an officer of the Nemesis would wear. Kind of.
Okay.
She is an
And
officer. Oh no, she's a crewmate. No, works even better. Delicious.
and then what?
And go back into the just busy street and essentially meet them there. But keep a distance if he manages to see the group. If he ever sees the group, he'll try to tail behind them instead.
Okay. Are you deliberately trying to look for anybody or look for something, or are you just trying to keep, like, were you just changing so that you're not immediately noticeable and then keep a distance?
Not noticeable, and also he will be like constantly like just try not to make it obvious and scouting his surroundings.
Roll me a perception check.
You suck at stealth, but dear God have mercy, you're decent at perception. Thank God.
Okay. So you begin to follow the group. You all walk. Oh, sorry. You all walk along your way. You're past halfway there now. I'm assuming you're also trying to keep an eye out.
Yep,
Okay.
but
Can
Definitely.
I do a perception check to see if I notice us being followed?
Yep. Sure.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
since we're all aware,
Uh-oh.
Because, I mean, we're already on high alert.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
that was a
good.
really good roll. What's my modifier again? A 22.
Oh, fuck me.
Okay. So, you all begin to move on your way. Some of you notice some different things. I would say Mira, as you all are walking, you do notice you don't catch up to those two that walked ahead of you ever.
Mhm.
And that's because they are deliberately hiding ahead of you, and then whenever you get close, they take off down the side street and then get ahead of you again. They are keeping an eye on you from the front. Echo! You notice, partly due to they're walking closer to you now because they don't recognize that you're part of the group, that one that split off earlier is now back to following you guys, but at an even more distance, and they're being stealthy about it.
Chum already asked the question, so I don't have to. Okay, then I will ask, since I'm closer proximity, do I notice any weapons?
Standard fare. A scimitar.
Standard. Alright. Nothing crazy. Alright.
Or a saber, not a scimitar.
Yeah, say I can imagine. Yeah. Almost close to like a pirate cutlass kind of thing.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, alright, cool. Standard. Alright. I like that. We're not facing someone too crazy.
So, I know we really want to try and see the good in people and give them the benefit of the doubt, but those two guys are like right in front of us. They're either playing some weird kind of hide and seek, or we're definitely being followed. From the front.
I want to also interject real quick out of character, just to not be a cheater. Technically, I'm following the group and they don't recognize me.
Yeah,
If
do
Mira's-
I see that weird guy
Yeah, I was
following
saying,
us?
a weird woman, a random
A weird
woman.
woman?
following-
Yeah, that is fair. You're not trying to hide. Both Mira and Noodle see that there is now a woman who is keeping pace with you, but behind you.
We might be getting sandwiched in for another ambush. So I don't know how y'all want to handle this. In the laws of neutrality, chum.
I so badly wanted to just keep my mouth shut, but I was like, no, be fair. They rolled higher than me.
well, Like I said, if these guys even pull a sword on us, it will be on them for breaking neutrality.
Yeah,
I
but
think they're just watching to see where we go for some reason.
I don't like the idea of possibly having to go back to the guardhouse. They don't like me there very much.
This is Looter's Haven.
Yeah.
I think we should be fine as long as we're defending ourselves.
If they strike at us first, they are breaking neutrality. And I have a good reputation here.
Yeah, but I don't, because last time we got arrested.
That wasn't here.
That was here. We broke they
No,
thought we
it
broke neutrality the very beginning.
No.
They only investigated.
That's true. Compared to being downright, I'm talking out of game, but compared to being downright thrown in a cell,
Yeah.
an
That other
investigation.
place we were in a cell.
Oh yeah, you were in a cell in the other place. This one, you just got questioned a little bit.
So we'll be fine. I think if anything comes up, Mira will handle it.
Alright. So y'all continue. You all continue on.
Yeah, since I didn't
Keeping
see
an eye
any kind of markings that identify them or anything.
Nope.
And they're out of my range to try and nab them.
They are keeping it, good, like 40 to 60 feet distance.
They can watch all they want.
So you make the rest of your way to Meryl's abode. I would say you kind of especially Mira, can you see them almost leapfrogging past each other to make sure that somebody always has an eye on you from the front. And it's weird. The streets are chaotic, right? There's it's not like straight lines or linear things. They always know which turn you're going to go. They're always ahead of you. If they were behind you and following you, that's one thing, but they seem to know where you're going because they're staying ahead of you.
It's rather odd. I'm going to look up in the sky to see if there's something above us.
With a 7 in perception, you do not see anything. You see some seagulls.
Oh, that was an earlier roll. Wouldn't this be a new roll?
Sure, I'll give you a new roll.
You should have stuck with the last one.
Hey, look,
That was
just
worse.
Seagulls have eyes.
Do you think maybe they know we're going to see Meryl?
That's a good possibility. But let's not say too much out loud. Just go about our business until we get inside.
Alright. So you all approach, and you're outside of Meryl's tower. Echo, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna wait.
Okay. You're at Meryl's tower, the three of you.
Well, I don't know where Chum went. Let's knock on the door and see if Meryl's here. Maybe he'll show where Chum went, where Echo went. Maybe he'll show up later. See, look at that. I'm losing myself.
if any of them do another perception check, I'm gonna have to be ready to do another stealth one, because God have mercy. You guys are really good at seeing people trying to be sneaky.
Are you trying to be sneaky? I thought you were just walking behind them.
Oh, no, in this sense, now that I'm just, like, hanging outside of Meryl's all creepily.
Oh, I see.
Well, not outside, I guess. Like, I'd be, like, across the street or something in, like, an alley, just waiting.
Yeah. Alright. So, the door opens. Nothing has, again, opened the door. Something invisible. And you all enter. Echo, go ahead and give me a stealth check to hang out across the street.
It does same one. The exact same one.
Okay. So you find an alleyway. It has a good view of like the front of Meryl's place, and you just kind of start hanging out there, keeping an eye out. And the three of you enter into Meryl's, and you are let into the little waiting foyer area, the place that you've been several times before. And the invisible thing then goes and opens a door and then closes it behind it and takes off. Echo, roll me a perception check while I'm saying this. It takes a couple minutes, but then Meryl comes down. Well, hello! Back so soon?
How you doing, Mr. Merrill?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, it's been a wild couple days already.
How did your meeting
got her.
with... Well, okay. I guess I don't really need to ask that. You had an interesting meeting with Bannock?
Yes, it was productive. Patched one of her holes.
Yes, I heard. I also have heard that you are looking to set up something, right? Setting up a time and place for whenever your ship is ready?
Yep. As soon as we get a little information on where we're headed,
Is your ship ready?
it'll be ready tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Did we go inside, or are we standing outside talking about this?
You're inside.
You are
Oh, okay.
outside.
I didn't know if we
Yeah.
went in the door.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Yep.
So yeah, I think the ship was supposed to be ready by tomorrow with all the repairs.
By tonight.
So if we want to leave under the cover of night,
For this endeavor, it's probably best that we leave in daylight, correct? Because we want people to know that you've left.
true. That is
Okay.
true.
Well,
Our
So-
ship's captain seems to have wandered off somewhere. It seemed we had some people following us here, so he may be taking care of that situation. I don't know.
well, people are allowed to follow as much as they want.
Yeah. So, you got any good news for us?
Well, in terms of Lucian's location?
Lucian, the little Gerbine folk that might need some aid. Any of those.
Okay, so due to my threads and my threads in various areas, I have been able to narrow down a bit on two of the Tribune. Well, on one of the Tribune, and then I have an educated guess on another. So, in terms of the one to the west, like southwest-ish, I am fairly sure that one. Sorry. That one is within the Dreadwing Empire somewhere. Probably the northern end of the Dreadwing Empire. Closer to the northern mountains there. I don't have an exact location for you yet, but there has been an increase in the number of indentured servants. No, an increase in the number of slaves, as much as everyone in the rest of the world doesn't like the Dreadwing Empire using slave labor, but since when has the Dreadwing Empire cared about what the rest of us think? So I'm fairly sure in the northern Dreadwing Empire is where that one is. That one is doing okay. It's not a great existence, but it's not,
It's
deadly.
slavery.
Yeah. The second one that I've gotten a little bit more idea on, I've been able to rule out the one that's to the more southerly, almost straight southerly direction. Is not in the Acolytes of the Deep, as far as I'm aware. Let's just say that their government leaks like a sieve. And my threads are able to catch a lot of that information coming from out of there. My threads have nothing. So, continuing going down our almost straight south route, that leaves either the Society of Innovation or the Hierarchy of the Arcane. Both of which would be in the running for doing experiments on people. Not legally, but you have crazy nut jobs everywhere, so. But both of them are more arcane-focused societies, so. Thus
And what about our dear friend Lucian?
So Lucian stays within his manor, usually. Occasionally he goes out and does business and such. But a lot of the times, because of his position, he's able to force people to come to him. His manor is on one of the older islands of the archipelago, within a city that he controls. I still have no idea on a whereabouts of the gate for you. And I honestly have no idea whether or not the gate would even be within the archipelago. It's completely dependent on whether the gate can be moved or not, really. Because, as far as I can tell, the archipelago was just starting to be formed when the spheres were created. So it's possible. If it's like I said, it's dependent on whether or not the gate can be moved. If the gate can be moved, then it could be anywhere within the archipelago or anywhere within the prime material plane. If it can't be moved, then it may be on one of the older continents or some of the older islands within the archipelago. I'm not sure.
I wonder if he built his house around it.
That would be a possibility. I mean, Lucian is slimy. He's a sleazeball. But I don't know if he's quite... I don't know his... I know his reputation. But I don't know his personality enough to be able to give you an idea on whether or not he would do that.
Well, right now we think he definitely, most likely has a sphere.
Correct. That is my best information, my best inference from the information I've been able to gather from my threads.
That'd be our most solid lead to start on. Because otherwise we're just looking for two Gerbeans inside of two different kingdoms.
Yes. So I would say that that's where you're likely to want to go. Once you have accomplished your task given to you by Banog, then I might be able to give you more information, or I might still be stuck with what I got. It's dependent on how quickly and thoroughly my threads can work.
Alrighty, well, we will have to work with what we got.
Okay.
So let's take care of Banog's little trial and see how this works, and then we will have to proceed from there.
So, do you want me to tell Banog that you're ready to start this tomorrow?
That sounds good to me. What do you guys say?
I agree.
All right. With that, I will inform Banog, and I will probably send you a means of what time Banog is prepared for. Probably will be late morning, early to late morning. But
Sounds
that?
like it's gonna be a fun-filled day.
all right. If you have anything else, I do have some stuff I need to take care of.
Not a problem. You have a good morning, Master Merrill.
All right.
We will talk to you another time.
Okay. As you leave, or as you prepare to leave, Echo, you've been watching. It's been a bit, and not too long, but you've just been watching the street. You haven't really. You've seen one of the three hanging out far away, but haven't seen too much. Until you hear behind you. So, what's a lady like you hanging around here for? And you turn around and there's 5 pirates. Best you can describe them. Just standing in the alleyway behind you. And that's where we'll cut.
I love it. I love it. Yep, this is what happens when you roll low, you piece of garbage. You know what? I don't care. It's very fitting of him to fail at stealth. He never was the stealthy boy, as much as he wanted to be.
Well, you want to close this
All right.
out?
Alrighty, so
Good session.
thank you all for watching, both current and future viewers, the Tales of Pageos. I wish you all a good night, and thank you to my wonderful players for playing in this sandbox with me.